Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and then New Hampshire Seacoast.
Hi, Jonathan.
Good evening. Let me just check to see if Lynn is going to.
Boy, did it rain this Monday. I think it was worse than last Monday.
It was a little worse at our house. Last Monday we got 4 inches, and this time we got 4.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That was unbelievable.
You see the Charles is overflowing in Medfield.
I did see that. Yeah, they had to close the road.
Yeah.
The water was over the street on Old Meadow Road. That's only the second time I've ever seen that in
Really?
the 55 years I've lived here. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The wetlands came up, covered the road.
Yes, the wetlands are very wet right now.
Yeah, they really are. We call it the swamp, but the wetlands is a newer name. But they're very active. Oh, I see Mike now. He's just muted.
Yeah, Mike's there.
Yep.
Oh, he's unmuted. Hi, Mike. You hear me? Yes. Yeah, you're not hearing me. Don't think the problem's on our end because I can talk to Laverne.
I just reached out to the whole team to ask them to join. I suspect some of them thought that that it was just canceled and didn't realize.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
So
sorry
hopefully
if I
they'll
didn't.
pop on soon.
Sorry if I didn't make it clear enough that we needed to talk long enough to pick a date. Jonathan, do you have any idea what might work for them schedule-wise?
I know Lynn had emailed earlier that she's planning to take next week off.
Well, we wouldn't do it next week anyway.
Okay.
Be nice if we could do it the first week of January, not the first, obviously, but second, third, or fourth. But
let's see. I could do the 3rd, but not the 2nd or the 4th. At least not if they were at 7. I don't know if the board ever does earlier meeting times. I don't know if that works for
we always do 7 o'clock.
Yeah. So then I could do the 3rd, and then the 8th, 9th. Actually, that entire week is open, the week of the 8th, for me. I'm going to mute and just see if I can reach Lynn.
Oh, sure. That's fine.
And me. It might make sense for both Sean and me to appear the same night. I don't think it needs to be split into engineering and architecture.
Oh, I agree. We had Sean submitted his comments, and we understood, there was some discussion at the site visit about the applicant having some response to that
Right.
within a week or so after the site visit, and we haven't gotten anything yet. So if I assume they'll have something before we schedule our next meeting, and hopefully then we can talk about both your set of comments and their response to his.
I think that would be the best. I think Jonathan maybe wants to say something, but I think generally Sean's comments have some overlap with mine. That it'd be
Yes,
great.
I can tell you that we have, I don't want to go too far, but I can tell you we have responses to Cliff's comments, and we were just waiting to put in the package with the responses to Sean's, which should be available shortly,
Okay,
early next week after Christmas. So,
okay. So
so
whenever our next hearing date is, we can address all of that.
Lynn told me she is available the 3rd or the 11th. She was going to try to reach Dan and Hillary.
So Cliff is
I'm
the
sorry,
11th.
Dan and Aaron.
Cliff, does the 11th work for you?
Look, no, I've got another hearing on the 11th. I was
Oh,
just texting Sean to see if the 3rd worked for him, if that makes sense.
well, check with him if you can get him. But the 3rd looks like it's the only date those first couple weeks that's going to work for everybody else.
Yeah. I'm checking.
Jonathan, I do want to say on the record, I apologize for not getting this posted properly. It's obviously an inconvenience for people, and we're on a deadline and all that stuff. So I'm
Things
sorry about
happen.
Should we call Nancy? If you had Nancy Green's number, I could call her on my cell phone.
I don't know if I have a number for Nancy.
Hmm,
Let me see. Oh, I think I must, but give me a second.
okay.
Sean's good on the 3rd.
Okay. Nancy's home number is 508-596-1816.
And Nancy, it's Laverne from the Board of Appeals. It's 7:15. We had a Zoom meeting scheduled for 7. We didn't know if you were going to join us or not. Okay, thank you. Now I had to leave a message.
Yeah, that's okay.
So our team is available on the 3rd.
Okay, so I see Lynn's joining us now. Hi,
You're
Lynn.
muted, Lynn.
Hey, Lynn.
Hi, I'm sorry. I was on a family call.
Not a problem.
I think I was able to get a hold of Aaron and Daniel, and I think they're good for the 3rd. If I understand when Cliff's going to be available.
And
Okay,
Sean's available too.
yeah, I was just saying to Jonathan, my apologies for screwing this up.
We had a beautiful presentation for you too. I guess it's just going to have to keep for a week or so.
Well, it'll probably be just as good next time, or if not better. But
Maybe even better. So
After the
Um,
holidays and everybody having so much fun, we'll be in a good mood.
There we go.
So, okay, so it looks like the third is the choice. And so I'll post it tomorrow and send out a Zoom invite so that I don't forget. And we'll go from there. So, Lynn, I understand from Jonathan that there was some discussion at the site visit about a response from you guys to Sean's comments.
Yep. So we have, our presentation is responding to Cliff's comments that are, some of them are Sean's comments too. So we're trying to address Cliff's at the next meeting. I believe by the end of that week, the week of the second, we will be able to have our full response for Sean back. And so maybe we can even do a second meeting later in the month to go over his. There's just it's not ready for prime time yet.
Okay.
But that was the goal. We were planning on tackling architecture this meeting and then the stormwater the next. But we should have documents either way to you the end of the first week that we're back.
Okay. So we won't need Sean on the third.
We do, because his plans answer some of Cliff's questions. We
Oh,
have
okay.
plans that show the limit of work, and we have plans that show the neighbors, and those were on both sets of comments.
Okay.
And we sort of stripped them down a little bit so that you could really see them, and so yeah, we'll have both Aaron and Danny will be at the next meeting.
Okay. We'll also want to talk about the possibility of needing an extension to the hearing deadline because we are getting close to that. Don't need to comment now, but just it'll be something we'll want to discuss at the hearing.
Yeah, you may want to look at it, be ready to talk about, as I said, another date for late January then.
Oh, we'll do everything possible to meet the deadline as it exists, but with this delay and other things, we may need at least a little more time. So
Yeah, we'll see where we are. If we're
Yeah.
feeling like things are going in a positive direction
Yep.
and working towards a decision, we'll work with you.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to mention that as something that'll be on the agenda, and we'll see where we are on the third and go from there. Okay,
Excellent.
again, my apologies, everybody, and we'll see you. Have wonderful holidays, everybody, and we'll see you on the third.
Take care. Thanks.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jonathan.
Good night.
Bye.
Night.
So long, everybody.
Oh, good night.